And welcome back to another episode of The Careful Boys. Question for all you guys in particular, by the way. And if it wasn't that your current wife, that's okay too. Tell me about the first time you brought a non-Asian partner home. Like, how did your parents react? What was their mentality about it at the time? What was your mentality?
They did a spit take. Right when I brought her home. Oolong tea all over the fucking living room.
Oolong tea all over the food dog.
High mountain oolong tea all over all the food dogs.
The who scratched.
Chinese violin ruined. So my first lady I brought home was my wife. That's kind of crazy. I think about it now. I'm like, damn, it is kind of crazy that we stayed together this long. Yeah. That I was able to lie to my wife for this long.
You can still get out of it.
But you know what? Like they didn't have any like strong reactions. They all like pretended like, oh yeah, it's great, it's cool. I don't know how they actually felt about it at the time. They never.
They keep calling her Mexican.
No, but my dad did do one thing. This is like we were dating a couple years. This is like 2 years into it. I bring her. So my dad has met Tiffany plenty of times already. We're at a Korean barbecue restaurant, and he goes, for context, Tiff is Salvadorian, and I mentioned that a lot to the fam. And my dad goes, "What do people in like Guatemala eat?" He's like, "What do you guys eat in Guatemala?" He's like, and he literally throws this in and goes like, "Do you guys eat like guinea pigs and shit?" And he's thinking of like Peru, I think in Peru.
It's all mixed up.
Yeah, I think Peruvian, like the guinea pigs or something. Like I think it's one of those. I forgot what country. I think it is. Yeah, Papua New Guinea. I was like, yeah, she's not from Papua New Guinea, Dad. And she goes, oh, I don't really know, like, because I'm Salvadorian. He goes, oh shit. He goes,
Like a perfectly regular American accent.
Yeah, he does. He sounds like this. He's like, I'm sorry. God,
Drats, bananas.
That's funny because that's what Asians go through when you go to a Latin family or everybody else. They'll be like, so what's China like? And I'm like, I'm Japanese. Oh. And then in their mind, they're like, I thought that was the same thing.
They're probably just like, but you've been there, right?
he's like, so it's different, you know? But like, I think my dad just kind of generally clueless. But my mom, I don't think she had anything. She didn't feel some type of way, but she'll say kind of like generally like racist stuff a little bit afterwards. Like she'll talk about like her experience with like housekeepers and stuff. And you're like, why is this relevant?
Because they're all Latin.
Yeah. So, but it's like her way of trying to connect, but it's like, it's racist kind of, you know, it's like, dude, what is this? Like,
oh, well, Consuela likes to do. It's like,
yeah. And you're like, what the fuck is this?
They're just trying to connect, but it comes off so fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah. And then if it wasn't, you know, eventually she learned that like, yeah, you can't be doing this kind of shit. But like, that was kind of the more real version of that scenario.
I think like when people who aren't like culturally exposed to that group, it'll always be something about like food or something. Yeah. Like when I run into people that never met an Asian, they're like, oh, I like sushi. Yeah. And I'm like, that's dope. Like, I don't take offense to it. I'm just like,
I like guinea
that's
pigs.
probably the only thing you got. I like Panda Express. And I'm like, that's it.
Well, yeah.
tight.
Some people's experiences only go that far. Yeah.
For sure. But that's just them trying to be friendly. They don't know where to even bridge.
But on the flip side, when I go to Tiff's family, right, like calling you by your race is like totally normal.
Hey, Chino.
Yeah, like they didn't really do that to me that much. Like you would hang out other like Mexican families, and they would always like, you know, when they first kind of meet you, they're very polite. But then as they get more comfortable with you, they'll be like, oh, Chino, or like a nickname. Like one of their family nicknames will call me Chinito Bonito or whatever, like something like cute, like a pet name, Chinko. You're like, oh, you just call me a chink with an O at the end. Whoa.
Nico the Chinko.
I like that.
What does that mean? It means Nick the Dick.
Nico the Chinko.
But it's just like, you know.
Hola, Nico the Chinko.
Yeah, or like I remember the only time I felt like, not they were being funny, but Manny Pacquiao's fighting, they're like, oh, is that your fucking cousin? Wow. Like, you know, like, but that's it though. Like, it doesn't get crazier than that. Like in my experience.
Your cousin.
But when you grow up with a bunch of Latin people,
that's normal.
Yeah, they're always ribbing. Yeah.
I used to be like,
It's just tight.
man, I'm Japanese. They're like, same thing. Don't worry.
Oh,
I teach you geography, and they're like, you guys too serious, man.
it's way more chill, you know?
Yeah, like it's the same.
I think for exes, the ones that were non-Asian that I brought home, that my parents didn't like any of them that were. I mean, I'm just thinking white, but they didn't like them. They only liked 2 of them, and I know the difference
What was the difference?
because like
Love it.
I think it's harder for Asian families to I guess like get on the same page or like understand the tone of like white American like city women. But if it's a country girl, it's way easier.
Because you know what the difference is? It's the way the suburban white chicks, though it's the way they talk to their parents.
Exactly.
It's so not the same as the way Asians talk to their parents. Because there's a level of respect and hierarchy that
Absolutely.
For country white girls,
country white girls, there is the hierarchy.
Country white girls have a better respect.
or more likely to. Yeah.
gotcha.
Because it's not like my exes were saying something in they weren't being rude. It's the tone, this familiarity. Yeah. They don't like that shit. It's more like
Can you give me like an example?
Like if you're like suburban girls are they're I guess they talk to their parents like they're their friends.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
So like if my ex is like even just talking casually, my parents don't like that. They need you to be like way below and almost sound like you're not sure if you should talk.
100%. Asian people love that.
And then once I brought home an ex that was like a Nashville like country girl, they were like, okay, this is tight. Cause she's very like almost like a sweet homemaker vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Versus like a career woman.
Or like a white friend's house, and the mom always goes, "Just call me Debbie." I would never call them Debbie.
Yeah.
That is so weird.
I go, "Thank you." Yeah, just call me Deb, and I'll be like, "Thanks, Mrs. Johnson." I would just call her that. I would never call her by the first name.
By the way, Nico the Chinko, my husband's not around. He's not coming back till Monday.
Well, then I look like a 6-year-old. Are you sure?
But my other white ex would be like talking about normal shit. Like she'd talk about her job or talk about like she would just kind of start like very social, really cool to talk to, but that's not how my parents want to talk. Yeah. They don't want you to make conversation with them. They just want you to ask, what do you need help with? Yeah. And that's my Nashville ex was like, oh, can I wash these dishes? Or can I do this? Can I do like, she always wanted to do something like helpful. And my parents were like, that's fucking tight.
Nails it. Yeah. That's how you get through to immigrant parents.
Like spark conversation. She would just be polite. And if you talk to her, then she'll like say something.
How old were you when you were bringing these 2 different girls? Like what was your age range?
I was already late 20s, I think.
Oh, okay. So you probably already had like a full understanding of like what you're into regardless of what your parents.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Like, I guess I asked because like now that you're older, do you look back then and maybe change the way you perceive or like agree with your parents more or understand something about that?
Yeah, I think now that I'm older, I definitely understand where things were abrasive. Because at the time I'm like, what's the big deal? Like, why don't you like her? Like, you know, but then now I look at it, I'm like, oh, duh. It's like super obvious, but it's also like very baked in. It's like just tonal. Tonal is like the one thing. Tonal is probably the biggest difference where it's like, you just can't be too comfortable off the bat just because you're a comfortable person. You almost have to feign uncomfortability as a way of being polite.
Yeah, I totally understand.
Like if we went to some older Asian person's house that we didn't know very well, we would be like this. Like you don't fucking pick stuff up and look at it.
You don't open the fridge. Hey, what you got in here?
Yeah, you don't even really move. Like you're just very like, you know, like, oh yes,
use the restroom, like everything. Yeah.
Everything. And I think like country girls are more like that by default. So it's an easier bridge. But then like suburban or like city girls are just more like, oh, like I'm accepted. It's cool. Like we're all good. I'm happy. You're happy. And they don't even read into the dissatisfaction of your parents. They don't even think anything's wrong.
Yeah,
so then afterwards they'll be like, what? I thought it all went great. And I'm like, no, it did not go great.
That's crazy because it's almost like 2 different cultures, but they're white.
Yeah, because
like,
they don't
why
see
is
it,
it that they have the way more manners, respect, and they understand all those things? Mm-hmm. But then it's not like the city girls are being disrespectful. It's just they don't operate in the same culture, but
Yeah,
they're both
yeah, yeah.
white. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird because I exactly the yeah.
Same deal, huh?
I would go to my buddy's house, and his dad was like an ex like cholo dude, like super gangbanger, like tats, everything, super intense. And I was going in there with my other friend who was like, his family's more from like a traditional Mexican country, Mexican country. One of the shithole countries. No, he's from a Mexican like city, like, you know, so they're a little bit, you know, like I guess they're a little bit more, I don't know, like more ranch style and shit, you know. But he was always, his relationship with his friends, he would go in his friend's house, open the door, come in like, yo, what up? He was like that. Yeah, like that. And one time we were about to walk into my buddy's house. He opens the door, walks right in, and Pops was there, and he goes, hey, don't you ever fucking do that shit. Don't you ever just walk into another man's house unannounced. Like, I know you. I know I see you guys all the time, but don't you ever do that type of shit. Like, you get your ass beat for that. And then you go, oh, okay. But it's like that type of shit where you don't read the room. And like, I knew this fool was this crazy, like scary gangbanger. So I would always be on my P's and Q's, like super Asian, like, hello, sir, type of shit, you know? Like he liked me because he's like, oh, he's a good kid because I'm not some like rapscallion like my buddy who just busts open doors like, what up, guys? What's in the orange juice? Like, you know, pour himself, like make himself very comfortable in someone else's home. You know, so it's like that type of, you don't really know until you walk into a door unannounced.
To overdrive of everything. Like, because imagine how that feels. It's kind of the same feeling of, let's say that you're like, you have roommates and then you walk out of your room and there's just like friends of your roommate hanging out and they don't even say nothing to you. Yeah. It's that feeling of like, the fuck? Like, you guys are in my house. Like,
what's up?
At least say, hi, what up? I'm so-and-so's friend. Like, it's that same feeling of like, imagine that times 10. That's like what parents are expecting them to do is to be like, oh, I'm in the room. You have to act different when the parents are there. Like, you can't be yourself. Be yourself is a fucking myth. Yeah. Yeah. You have to.
You gotta, it's like the head down type shit.
Yeah, exactly. Your tone has to change. Everything has to get more like intentional. Like you can't relax.
And it's also reading the room too, right? But some people have never been in a situation like that, so they walk in blind and they're like, this is how I live.
And you could probably earn the comfortability over time, I think, but you can't fucking first phase. You can't be like that. That's how like most white exes that I brought home, or just even white girls in general, would just have that like feeling of like, oh, everything's cool. We're all good. Everything's chill. Like, we're fine. Like, dude, nah, bro. Yeah, it's weird, huh?
Well, there's also probably just such a huge culture shock and disparity from the way that you perceive and live your life as like the rebel, as like a b-boy. You know, and meanwhile, you got like pretty typical Filipino parents that's like working as an x-ray technician, you know?
You go home and you act like a fucking little...
Yeah. So she's seeing you, the rebel on the outside with the hair and the this.
It's weird because even I talk to my parents like pretty funny. Like, I don't sound different when I'm talking to them, but like you kind of have...
Yeah, you got 40 years of rapport.
Yeah. I know it's like weird, but like don't follow my lead. You know what I mean?
It's kind of like the first impressions thing, you know? It's like, you don't go into a job interview all relaxed, like in that way. Like that happens after rapport, after you've been in the company for a while, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like,
unless that's so your selling point and you're so good.
yeah, no.
Your charisma's just insane.
Yeah.
I used to have to tell my friends that would come to my house before they come in, I'm like, hey, my mom does not fuck around. You gotta say please, thank you. You gotta be super polite. Take your shoes off. You gotta look her in the eye. You gotta shake her hand. You gotta say thank you for everything. Like, don't be a dickhead. Like, I have to tell my friends that before, because if not, I would get in trouble. She would yell at me like, who the fuck you bring to the house? Like, you let these people here. One of my sister's friends, one of her best friends, like we still see her to this day. We still have really good friends with her family. First time she came in the house, she was eating chicken and like talking to my mom like, hi, I'm here to pick up so-and-so. And my mom, bro, she was so mad at that shit.
Where she walked in with chicken?
She was at the door. She was eating her lunch or whatever, because I remember this.
What a fucking drumstick.
We were about to go to the beach. She was gonna pick us up. I was about to tag along with my big sister. We were about to go to the beach and shit. And we didn't go because my mom just fucking was yelling, just give her this shit. And it created this whole fucking thing. That's what I'm saying. But to her, she can go, and her family, she can go and it's fine. And I would understand as an American, it doesn't make it's not that big.
Pulled up with some KFC.
Yeah, and my mom was just mad like that is so rude. Exactly. And my mom is still thinking she's in Singapore. But I'm like, Mom, we're not fucking Singapore.
You know what, though? My parents were so racist that they actually gave everybody that wasn't Japanese a pass. because they expected them to be an animal.
That's the inverse.
They were just like, oh, those white people
no
doing
culture.
crazy shit, laughing, and they just roast them. But it wouldn't bother them in the mean, like in a way where they're like,
From an imperial background.
It was just the reality of the situation.
they're just like, they're not gonna know.
Oh wow, these are cockroaches speaking English.
Speak English pretty good.
No. Like, but like what their mentality was, I thought was so cool is that they're like, we're in America, so obviously you guys are gonna date anybody who you went to school with, who you interact. It would be naive for us to believe you're gonna marry a Japanese. So it's like, but when you do like meet these people, they're like, just pay attention to their family, because they're like, it doesn't matter what race. There's gonna be trash regardless, right? So he's like, just pay attention to how good their family is.
That's what they would say to me.
Yeah, but then like when they come over, they were just like laugh after, was like, that was funny. Like that they did this. They just walked right in with their shoes. Like they're like, damn, they live like that at home. So like they'll like roast them, but like it wasn't like, oh, your friends are fucking cavemen. Like you can't do that ever again, Nah,
Yeah.
They also had you in the garage.
And my brother already brought like non-Japanese girls home and dated, and so like,
Your brother was a pioneer. Your brother was a pioneer.
I think my parents actually liked people. Like they wanted people over.
You know what the funny double standard is, just as a bonus?
What?
When you bring someone Asian home, then they're like, what the fuck's wrong with their parents? They let you bring them home.
Yeah.
They're even more judgmental. Yeah. That's true.
It's never good enough.